Every so often we get in something here at TDS and it's just unique and interesting and confusing, and they fall into all sorts of categories. Today it's a FMK 9C1 Gen 2 compact pistol. All right. I started looking at this. You rack the slide, you do some examination of it, drop the mag, and the more I examined it, the more interested I became. Everything about this says proudly American, up to and including the ejector, or extractor, sorry. It's outside mounted, which also runs the loaded indicator back here in the back. There's probably a good 20-25 pictures that I've taken of this I'm going to include, just so you don't have to hear me talk. The book. It's a 50-page book covering everything about this gun. You open it up, there's a quote from Rush Limbaugh. That's interesting. It's 100% made. Here's an introduction to the gun. You know, very rarely do am I that interested in the book. Technical specs, goes into the trigger, and oddly enough, there'll be a full photo of this later. I know this trigger quite well. You know, it starts with Glock. Anyway, it talks about the N9C1 fat trigger assembly, FAT, fast action trigger. It's a shorter reset. This one is double action only. Look familiar? Anyway, it talks about how the gun works. It talks about the striker, the firing pin block. A couple things on the firing pin block are very interesting, and they'll be covered in the photos. The one thing I really want you to see is when it says how to load and fire. The second photo here is remove the magazine, and it's showing a man reaching up and pulling the magazine. What I would really like to get across to you is that is the only way you're going to get this magazine to come down. I'm going to do it this way, just so you see that I've got a full push on it, okay? A full push. All right? I've got it to come back this far. With a full push, this is where it stops. There's no way this mag is ever dropping free. All right? Oftentimes, one of the factory mags is kind of garbage. So, let's push it again. That's where it stops. There's no way this is ever gonna, okay. Sometimes you get a little too much tension at the top. Usually it's the other way around. It ain't coming loose. So, if you were to get an FMK, I would examine your mags. I would bevel the inside of this out. I would put relief cuts on it so that you can actually get to the mags. This is a Gen 2. Realistically, when Glock first came out, the very, very, very first ones, they were not drop free. That's why you'll see mags still for a Glock listed as drop free. It's because when they did it by Gen 2, they were all drop free. Right here at the 10 mark is where it begins to engage that thing. Okay? And I really wish, I guess I could put a scale here and tell you, you know, if you push in, it'll go up to the base, the really interesting base plate. Okay? If not, it engages right there. Now, shoving it in doesn't seem any harder than any other firearm, any other pistol. Okay? I will tell you, it's got a really smooth double action trigger. Right? It's smooth. When we ran it on the tester, we get 7.5 pounds. I'd show it to you in real time, but guess what? Because of the ginormous curve on this, it is a royal pain in the ass to visualize it, do it for the camera. Okay. The box is really good. They come with some G96 CLP synthetic oil, which, okay, take it or leave it. The one thing I thought was really interesting is you get this really cool block of sights with two missing, front missing and the rear missing. And what they're already on the gun. When you go in and you go to page, this is what I thought was one of the first things that I thought was really, really interesting. Go to page, when you go to page 24, it talks about sights. And it says, it's a compact pistol designed to have a minimum number of protrusions, allowing it to be stored easily in a purse or on the person. The NC1 Gen 2 low profile sights were considered with this design intent in mind. And they're trying to eliminate snag. Okay. 3 front posts are included for elevation. 1 blank, U2 and D2. So basically up 2 and down 2. These numbers indicate how much the bullet impact will move in inches on a target set at 50 feet. Change front sight, loosen the Phillips screw and tap it. So there is a Phillips screw underneath, and you'll see that in the photos. Windage. 6 windage sights are included. 2 blank center, L1, L2, R1, R2. These sights are labeled with numbers, indicate how much bullet impact will move in inches on a target set at 50. The main point of this, and there is a photo, is that there is no dovetail. They're literally pushed in from the back. In the directions, it says put a punch here and drive it backwards. Okay, that's fine. The box is a well-constructed box. Anybody that's ever seen a box is interesting. Okay, we come to the dead center of the book. Dead center is indicated by the staples. This is where the expanded exploded view is. And we go to testing and safety. They're talking about drop tests and California testing. And we're talking about warranty. Okay? And then we go into the FMK C91 story about the engravings. Okay? Then we continue the engravings. And then there's no tragedies, please. Well over 200,000 people die each year by mistake. Medical doctors, 50,000 die each year in automobile accidents. And I believe somewhere in here it probably says don't be a moron with this gun. Then we go into the Bill of Rights. Then we go into In God We Trust. How is it that In God We Trust is even questioned in contemporary society? Would Americans prefer their motto, in communism we trust, in atheism we trust, in man we trust, and trust. Okay, then we go into Liberty, Freedom, and America. Thank You Soldiers, which is pressed into the plastic here, polymer. That's not degrade the material, it's polymer. I'm sure it's every bit as good as a Glock, and I'm not being facetious. It's not that difficult to come up with good polymer. E pluribus unum, for many one. America's motto was selected Great Sale Committee in 1776. Build a stronger America, support the flat tax. Why the left hates guns. You can't make this shit up, boys and girls. 2 pages on why the left hates guns. You get to the back and there's a quote by Ronald Reagan. Well, the entire time that I'm looking at this gun, one thing is really ringing in my head. What the hell does FMK stand for? All right. Can we see this? For my country. For my country. FMK. For my country. Okay. Sure. And they're made in Placentia, Placentia. Every time I look at this, I say placenta. Placentia, California. Inside the book, inside the manual, they give you a book, Red State Coalition, Vermont Not to Be Excluded, written by Americans. Okay, that's a really cool deal. All right, now, for the verbal review, I'm running my hand all over this gun and I feel no sharp edges. I feel nothing. Okay, the slide is nice and smooth. You are not going to snag. If you go forward, sure, you're going to snag a little bit. Well, you know, coming out of a holster, these sights are not that big. Okay? They're just not. So if you're having a problem, snagging your channel isn't good enough. This is nice. It's rounded. It's smooth. You know, you have verbal shit back here, loaded if out. And then you have freedom, liberty stamped into it. On the base of the mag, you have E pluribus unum. Okay. And that probably is pretty cool because E pluribus unum is from for many one. So, you know, you have one and you have many. All right. Now, this is some stuff that I made a point of in the photos. This takedown is a real pain in my ass, right? When you get to here, you kind of got to pop it off there, and you'll see when we get in there. All right, the underside of this looks very familiar. One of the really cool things they've done is this firing pin safety is rounded, it is huge, it is awesome. When you finally get the mag to come out, when you look at what it rides, this is very well rounded. You can see it better in the photos. So you've got one hell of a groove here, or one hell of a angle for that button to be depressed. Okay? And like I said, it's not bad. It's this spring back here, reminiscent of a Glock, is a little tough. I'm sure somewhere along the way, someone can figure out how to take the poundage down on that. But overall, it's not bad. Where it confused the hell out of me is this. I'm gonna tap across a couple things. All right, here is the slide stop. Slide stop is plastic. Here's the rail. Right? Slide stop's plastic. The ejector is metal. Trigger is metal. The trigger bar is metal. Wait a minute. The locking block is plastic. Okay, I'm kind of confused. Takedown bar, metal. Yeah, metal, 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 metal. It's got a significant, ginormous freaking, see this silver thing? The silver thing right there? That is the magazine safety disconnect whoop-de will not fire without the magazine end thing. Okay? You know, the block back here, trigger block, the rear block, just like on a Glock, is plastic. But literally what is amazing me is that this slide stop is plastic. It's really kind of going to be a pain in the ass. Okay? Complete and total disassembly. It's fine. You look inside. Oh my God, it's got squared off riflings. Reminds me of something Mr. Gaston did a long time ago. Your channel, your plastic channel in there, you got to be able to see it. It's red. All right? Anyway, all right. We are not going to take this out and shoot it. The rest of this is going to be voice free. It's going to be literally photos so that you can see what this gun looks like. And then, of course, no mag. Slam the mag home. Bang, bang, bang. Alright, this is a 10-shot gun. Price tag on this one coming in from Grab a Gun was shipping included $324.26. Not particularly inexpensive, not particularly expensive. Anyway, this is the FMK, For My Country. I guess that's the right way to pronounce country with a K. Yeah, I'm sure the man's very patriotic, and you know, not only do they have it in black, they have it in tan, as you see here, and look at there, titty pink. All right, rest of this is going to be photos. So enjoy your day, and thanks for joining another episode of What the Hell's on the TDS Bench.